So I'm Amanda Malone. I'm one of the owners here at Roseborough Travel. You met most of our team when you were coming in. We're all wearing red today because it's Virgin Voyages Day, and they wear red. Their color is scarlet red. They have a scarlet night. They have great experiences on board and very red themed, even the ships and everything. So Mark, our rep, will go ahead and tell you a little bit more about the story behind Virgin Voyages. But I think Marissa, I'm going to put you on the spot. Marissa and I will share a little bit about experiences. Come on up, so a little bit about experiences on Virgin that we have had. So I've gone on Virgin Voyages. I've done ship tours on them, and then I've sailed with them as well. My sailing was less recent than Marissa's. But my husband and I went on Virgin when only their first ship was out, and one of my favorite experiences, I guess you could call it experiences, but was the all-around dining opportunities. So you're not going to one main dining room on a regular basis. There's several different dining rooms, just like restaurants in an area. So that to me was a really nice difference from regular cruising. And that's the big thing that Virgin offers is more a different experience than a typical cruise. What would you say about that? Like,
Different is a great way to describe it. They're very unique compared to other cruise
So it
lines.
wasn't time, that specific time you had to be in that restaurant.
no,
You want.
exactly. Come on up. Girls are gonna go ahead and
Good.
That's what
yeah,
We
it's
popped
not
it
the same.
in.
It's nothing like typical cruising. It's very different. Mark will share a little bit
Yeah.
about that with you all. That was one of my favorite things. And I would say my husband, George, and I would be considered foodies because we definitely travel on our stomach, on our taste buds. It's a nicer way to put it, I suppose. But it is really enjoyable. We went to
My favorite's Gunbay.
Gumbay, yeah, Gumbay. And you sit at like a group table, even if it's just one or two
Yep.
of you, you get put together with a group and they do fun games at the table and everything. It's quite lively. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
With a soju, so if you're out of sync with the clapping, you have to take a shot.
Yeah.
Like really kind of when they're drinking wines.
If you don't drink, you can drink water. My husband doesn't drink, so it's definitely something. But it's fun, and it gets you kind of getting to know the people who are sitting at the same table as you. But you won't be at the same table as them tomorrow or the next day because it's a great way to just go to regular restaurants. Okay, so without further ado, the man of the hour, I'm gonna go ahead and pass the fake microphone over to
Yeah. You can grab the mic.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. I'm really thankful that you come to listen to me talk about Virgin Voyages. Anyone has ever been on Virgin Voyages? Never. Well, apart from the guys. Okay. All right. That's all right because this is good. It means that you are an audience looking for something good. So, so, well, this point, let me say, he is going to take a risk.
I'm so sorry, I'm gonna.
If he needs to take a risk, he is going to look at a piece of business and he's going to make changes. And so, what you find is you find a gentleman so good at starting new things. And it's mainly because he is looking at things in the industry, in our industry, cruising industry, and he wants to change it. Let me give you a little insight as to what's happening in our industry, in cruising. A lot of these cruise lines have been around for a long, long time. 100 ships, right? They now need to produce the revenue to give back to their investors. That's what's happening now. They have come to a point when innovation is not the most important thing. Revenue is the most important. That is why you see standard things on cruise line and you don't see a lot of changes. And the changes that you see are because of companies like our company, Virgin Voyages, that is changing it. All right? So watch this. Here is a cruise line. Here's a gentleman. Let me show you, by the way, this video about him that will just kind of give you an idea.
If an amazing opportunity comes to you, you just got to say yes.
Englishman,
even if you don't know how to do it, just learn how to do it later.
Look at that ship. There's 4 of them up there. It's beautiful. Big gorgeous. And we call them lady ships, right? And the world agrees. Look, Travel and Leisure says for 3 years in a row, we're the world's best mega ship ocean line cruise line. We're not the largest. We're about medium size, 130 or thereabouts tons, 2,770 sailors. That's not a lot. We actually probably could put up at 100 sailors on it, but we don't. And you'll see why. These are the 3 or 4 things that I'm going to try to convince you of why you should sail with us. One, in terms of your money that you work so hard for, this is the best deal on the ocean. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Number two, if you like a certain thing, you're a foodie. You like waking up in the morning like me and you're not running, but you're doing your walk on the runway. This is for you. If you like unique destinations that most of the big ships just simply cannot go, it's just their harbor is designed for that, and that's okay. That's what you should be looking for with us, right? Those are the 3 or 4 things. Entertainment as well. If you're a foodie, that's huge. But the things I want to really focus on today are value for money, number 1, destinations, number 2, and truly a different vibe, a different thing, a different experience. You ready? All right, stay with me here. So 4 ships, 150 destinations, that's a lot of destinations for 4 ships. But it's very specific to what the customer wants, what the customer is looking for. 80 itineraries, and when you see it says short things, those are the experiences, those are your excursions, right? That's what we talk about there. Couple of reasons to love us. Let me show you, give you an idea of what it looks like on board. And most important thing, and this doesn't have any video, so I'll talk over it. So it doesn't have any sound, but I'll talk over it. Look at the people that you see in the crowd. They look just like you. You know what I mean? It's not the young crowd or the older crowd. It is the crowd because it's based on your vibe. It's not based on your age. Most cruise lines are based on your age. We, on the other hand, is based on your vibe. You like good food. You love good drinks. You like amazing destinations. You like to hang out with your granddaughter and daughter and really enjoy the fruits of your labor. This is what you get. This is how it looks. But truly enjoy those 6 or 7 nights out there. Let me propose something. We all have grandkids. We all have kids. I have an 18-year-old, just became 18. I want to be able to show my kid what fine living is all about. This is one very simple way of doing it. This is what fine living looks like, right? And remember, you are going to teach them. You are going to teach them. Because that is how we do it. We pass it on to the next generation, right? Watch this now. Couple of distinguishing factors. Unfortunately, if you're 18 years and old or younger, sorry, there's other cruise ships for you. For us, you have to be an adult. You have to be 18 years or over. That's our rule. It's okay. We don't have that many ships. So it's not like, the kids are crying. The kids are fine. Okay, they're not crying. They're fine. So no kids. Boutique lady ships. I love this. So remember, we see that the cruise line industry, a lot of these cruise lines, they're in reap stage, meaning that it's just about revenue. Let's put as many people in the ship. Let's put 10,000 people if we can on a ship. No, that's not real vacationing. And you work hard, you deserve this. So we're not going to make them that big. We are only making them for 2,770 sailors. For the size, we absolutely could put 100 or 200 more. But I want you to just relax and watch that for a second. That looks like a resort, which is of the highest caliber. Right? It looks like a resort of the highest caliber. That's what you get. That's what you get. You're not getting the cheapest, but then again, you're not getting the most expensive, right? Here is the part that I love this. Wi-Fi. Why are you paying for Wi-Fi on a ship when you are going to take pictures and advertise that beautiful ship to others? No. We're not charging for Wi-Fi. It's included. Water. Sparkling water. Teas. Coffee. Are you serious? You're going to charge me for coffee? No, we're not charging for coffee. We're not charging for teas. No, we're not charging for sodas. We're not doing it. We're just not doing it. Fitness classes. Okay, so I went to the HIT. Do you know anybody knows what HIT is? Oh my gosh. Sir, let me tell you what HIT is. Unbelievable, I wouldn't do it again. But I did it one time. It's an exercise class. There's a leader in the class. And you move from exercise to exercise. So you're doing the push-ups, you're doing the pull-ups, and you're doing the weights. Let me tell you have 3 rounds to music. That's it, one time. I'm done. Can't do it anymore. But you did it! You're good, I did. I'm not doing it again because let me tell you, it is intense. Here's what I can tell you. Afterwards, I realized, actually, I could have done it way slower and missed some of the things. And anyway, but that is included. So all your wellness classes, including yoga, included, right? Dining, 20 locations. Here's a shocker. You ready for this one? No buffets.
Oh.
Better.
Oh, yeah.
Better than buffets. Here's what you get. 6 premium restaurants. No extra charge, right? These are the best restaurants. I used to work for Sandals. These are the best restaurants, 6 in a row that I've ever been to. No joke. I'm not lying. 6 best restaurants that I've ever been to in a row. The others are a part of a galley. So remember I said no buffets? Well, you guys probably gone to Europe a bunch. When we go to Europe, we go to like London, in the city, we go into a galley. There is a guy over there from Asia doing his little things, his noodles. There's a guy over there from Jamaica with his jerk chicken. There's a guy. Well, we have a similar thing where there are different stations. There's total 13 little stations, and they're all like little tapas. How cool is that? In the morning, you don't even have to get up. You literally can sit down in the galley and use your app to order. How cool is that? Little place. So you don't like that? No problem. You go on to the bread company. You go on to the fruits company. Right? It's just each individual little restaurant to try to share taste. Right? I love that. I love that we've done it that way. Because then you truly get to enjoy 1 or 2 refined type of dining experience. And yes, it's downright excellent. Here are the 6 amazing restaurants. You see that one called Extra Virgin? Most will say, you should go to the Wake. But the Wake is a steakhouse, right? So, Americans, we love steak. So that's our first choice. But can I tell you, when you go, did you hear that? When? I know you're going to go on this ship because you've on these ships because you've never seen anything like that before. So when you go, I'm going to recommend Extra Virgin. Order everything on especially if you're sitting with a group. Let's order everything. Say, give me that, close my eyes, and that. You know why? Because I want you to try it. There's no extra charge. So try it out. Whew, best food ever. Really amazing. All of these are in the galley. So now you understand? You see what I mean? All of that is in the galley. It's all small plates. You truly get to enjoy fine, fine dining. And what I love about it, one more last thing, is that it's designed by a collective of the top chefs in the world. That is why the food is so good. Because these are Michelin star collective. It's a Michelin star collective designer by chefs who are some of the very best. Here's another thing that Sir Richard Branson said that we shouldn't be doing that. You know when you go on some other cruise lines and they go, oh, you gotta get what do you call it? Drink package. Gotta get a drink package. And then if you're in the room, you gotta get a drink package. I don't care if you don't drink. And then if you're in the room, sorry, drink package for you.
Everybody in the room gets a drink.
Okay. Great for them. Here's how I look at it. If I go to a fine dining restaurant or fine bar in New York City, LA, Charlotte, you go into a nice bar, you're chit-chatting with your buddies, you need a bar tab, right? So I can say, I like you. Whatever she's drinking. That's how it works in real life. You don't buy a bar tab for everybody. No, you have a bar tab, and if you need a bar tab, you get a bar tab. With Virgin Voyages, it's called a bar tab. You have a bar tab, sir. Your wife drinks only wine during dinner. You buy her a glass of wine. You're hanging out with your buddies in the sauna. You like them. Shake your app and get a bottle of champagne. You are the kind person who will do that. It's like, no, I'm not. We're not doing that. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are the kind person who will do that. And every time you put monies on the bar tab, so $200, make sure you do it before you leave, by the way, and calculate, have the team help you calculate how much liquor you think you're going to drink, how many cocktails. And oh, by the way, wines, $7. Beer, you know what I mean? Like reasonably priced as if you're at a restaurant, right? So it's not ridiculously priced that all your money is going to blow. Well, add $25 if it's $200, and so on and so forth. Bar tab, how inventive is that? Now, this is my favorite part. We believe in amazing entertainment, and here's what I learned recently. I learned that the team that does the entertainment on board, they're called a Happiness Crew, they actually practice here in Orlando. So these are people who are experts. They're from Orlando. They're former Disney, former Universal Studios. These are some of the very best performers in the world. Now, that you're looking at there is maybe your third or your fourth night on board when the entire ship becomes red. And you have to participate. Well, if you want to. Some people don't. But if you want to, you wear red. So you see how the team is all in red? Well, let me tell you, there'll be a sequence. She would put on her sequence. She would have a red hat with the red jiggy going here. And you have a fantastic time because you're surrounding the pool. It's 11 o'clock at night. The music is pumping. And you just dip in the pool like a crazy person. Why? Because it's adult by design. It's fun and it's adult by design. And that is called Scarlet Night. How cool is that? That you get to exhale. You get to say, you know what? I'm going to dance and have a good night tonight, right? Some people don't. Some people do. That's what it's all about. Now, here's a part that is just so thoughtful. So after Scarlet Night, in the morning, you're probably sleeping in a little bit, right? You don't want to hear good morning, cruisers. No, you're sleeping. We don't do that. We don't have a cruise director. We have the happenings crew. Each thread. So you're in wellness, madam. You're in food, madam. You love your entertainment. You each have a cast member, a crew member That is their thing. So the moment they realize that that's your thing, then they're looking out for you. And so, you know what that does? You don't escape anything. You ever had been on a cruise before and someone told you, hey, why didn't you come for the yoga yesterday? What yoga? I forgot. Didn't look on that. Well, now you have a team member. And for the foodies, right there, for the balancer is the person who is involved with all your wellness stuff. That's your person. That person's looking out for you. You're looking out for that person. They're controlling your thread so that you, madam, you have a good time. That's unique. That's different, right? Entertainment is top class. I can't even tell you. The shows are first rate. Oh, wait, here's the part that I love. So the jokes, they don't have to hide the jokes because there's no kids. You ever been on a cruise with a kid and they kind of PC up the joke? No PC going on here because it's all adults and I love that, right? All type of entertainment. I love talking about wellness because this is what I do super early in the morning. I like to get up, I walk around the runway. You also have a spa, small redemption spa. Good morning, especially as it pulls into port. I love that. I absolutely, so I think it's the greatest thing ever. And then, of course, if you afterwards, you can go down to the redemption spa, get a day pass, enjoy that. Let's get to the good stuff, though. This is what our cabins look like. The majority of our cabins are actually sea terraces. 93% of our cabins are sea terraces. So they have a balcony, and on the balcony, on every single balcony, there's a red hammock. Red hammock. How cool is that, right? So this is what your inside cabin looks like. Modern, light, airy, right? Beautiful. This is what your sea view cabins are like. But let's get to the good stuff. This, my friend, is what your sea terrace cabin looks like. There is that beautiful red hammock made by a company called Yellow Leaf. These are ladies from Indonesia. Each one is hand sewn and their names are on it. Cool. There's no place better to have a book or your podcast or your radio, whatever you're listening to, and just chill. That is cool, right? How beautiful those rooms are. Now, when you're talking to the team, make sure that you're looking at the different fares. I don't want to confuse you. It's very simple. Base is, look, the ship is leaving next week. I'm gonna go. You don't get to change the name, things like that. Just the things that you normally do if you're booking 2 weeks out. That's the time when you'll use the base. Essential. Oh, by the way, base, you have access to the app to book reservations only 15 days out. Me, man, I want my 45 days out. If I asked you to come and you said yes, and then later on you change your mind, I'm going to ask my other friend, right? Well, that's the essential. That's what you're going to use. The essential allows you to change the name. For the secondary sailor, allows you to, everything else is included, the Wi-Fi and so on and so forth. But it also allows you to, the important thing, to book your dinner reservations 45 days before. So you can get the wake at exactly the time, or extra version at exactly the time that you need. Oregon Bay, Pinkada Bay, right? Test kitchen, by the way, when you go on board, if you're looking at your days and there's just one night that is, man, I wish I could have had one more night. So I'm going to skip the restaurant that is called Test Kitchen. Don't do it. Don't skip Test Kitchen. I would rather go to Test Kitchen and then go somewhere else. Here's the reason why. Test Kitchen is they have 5 ingredients and the waiters are extremely knowledgeable and small plates, and they tell you, this sea urchin comes from South Africa. It's delicious, it's hot at 45 degrees at 70. You're like, yes. You know what I mean? It's so cool. It's so cool that they've explored it that much. Now, Rockstar Suite. So we have our regular cabins and then we have or butler suites, right? So these butler suites, Rockstar's quarters that we're calling them, they actually come with, a butler, a Rockstar or a Rockstar agent. What's cool about these is that, of course, you have the liquor and you have in-room liquor, you have the amazing room Rockstar agent. But this is what I love. There's a little part, well, it's not little, it's actually quite spacious. Right at the front top, right off the ship. It's called Richard's Rooftop. And of course, they have your liquor there, their bar, the amazing bar. You have your bathtubs and your lounge area that is separate. These are the very best that we offer. So this one is when you're celebrating your 50th anniversary. 50th anniversary.
70th birthday.
70th birthday.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's when you go, or, you haven't seen your daughter in a while. You want to live it up. Listen, let's live it up, right? We live once. We don't get a second chance. We live once. Live it up, right? That is what the Rockstar quarters are all about. Now, this is on your penultimate day. So you've done the Caribbean, right? And you're coming back. And it's one last day. Well, we're going to take you to Bimini. We have a beach club in Bimini. And this is the vibe in Bimini. That's the beach club. Now, you can be in the middle of the fun, or you can be on the outside side, which is actually where I'm. So it looks like I'm in the middle, but I'm actually not, because I find myself way over in this side. I can hear the music. All the food and everything actually transfers from the ship over there, so I can enjoy the experience, but I like to be by myself, right?
It's changed since I was there in the 90s.
Oh, for real?
Oh, there's none of this stuff there. No.
Ooh. This is our section, and I love it. Very close to the ship, so you can walk from there to the beach club. This is our Bimini Beach Club. We leave there at 6 p.m. That is cool. It's like the last hurrah, the last fun, right? Now, where do we go? I'll finish with this. Where do we go? We go all over the world. We truly do. So from the Caribbean, what I love about the Caribbean, there is the Southern Caribbean, Valiant Lady does it. The Southern Caribbean excursion, Southern Caribbean voyage that goes to St. Kitts, Barbados. St. Kitts, not a lot of ships can go into St. Kitts. It's not big enough. It's a natural harbor. Same in Barbados. These are some of the absolute best voyages that you can pick in terms of where to go. Very, very beautifully designed itineraries. What I love about the itineraries, right, and Roseborough will tell you about these, is that each itinerary is like an epic event. So the names are different. So you'll find names like Sunset Soiree. You'll find names like Dominican Days, right? You'll find names like, what's my favorite one? The one that goes down, Southern Caribbean Discovery. Just the most beautiful names, because it's designed like that, right? It's designed knowing why you came, why you're here, right? Europe. So I never realized that the European cruises were actually less expensive than the American Caribbean cruises. I never realized that. And I found out it's because the port fees are less expensive. Duh! Never knew that. I love our European cruises. We start in Barcelona, we start in Athens, and then some actually does Portsmouth. But look how beautiful just some of these stops are. So, we're overnighting. That's the thing. The difference is that we stay longer in port. We like to say we want to see the sunset over the land. Sunset on the ocean is not the same as over land. So we like to see the sunset, and we want to see the other guys, and we wave them by. Because we're leaving 6, some we're even overnighting, like in Ibiza, right? But we're overnighting, and I love that. We're there very, very late, so 8 p.m. on most, right? We're also out of the Northeast, so if you have, again, grandkids, kids out of the Northeast, they're going to fly, they're in the New York City area, go grab them, take them to Bermuda. How cool is that you can do that out of the Northeast. And then the West. It's a beautiful country, this United States of America. It's a beautiful country. San Francisco with all the hills, right? Long Beach. You absolutely can go on a Virgin Voyage called Brilliant Lady. You can go and hop on the west side, especially if you're from the east side. And Alaska. Oh, we have Brilliant Lady again. She's now in Alaska. And let me tell you, whether it's Sitka, whether it's Juneau. Oh, I saw a picture yesterday that another first mate, we call her travel advisor's first mate. The first mate did the picture. It was literally the Brilliant Lady and a whale tail like this. So they caught the whale tail and here's the Brilliant Lady. How cool is that? How cool is that, right? Right in port, I believe it was Juneau she was. So just to show you what our itineraries look like, this is Scarlet Lady. That's our first lady, by the way. She spends the first part of the year in the Caribbean. Summer, she's going to then move to Europe. Winter, she's back in the Caribbean. She loves the Caribbean. And then she goes back to Europe for summer 2007. While Valiant Lady, she's... Say it again? Say it again?
You're saying all those legal problems in Miami.
Right, Terminal V Miami. Terminal V Miami. I love that because here's why I like that. You actually save a day. When they leave from here, what happens is that they're sailing for a day. When you leave from Miami, you are at the foothills of the Caribbean. You're at the mouth of the Caribbean. You immediately are in warm water. And I love that. I love that you can actually take the train down. I now see the train, Brightline, $69. I actually saw a deal for $39. Oh, easy to just take the train, enjoy Florida. You get there, easy to get over to Terminal V in Miami and hit all these different places. Look at that, winter coming back in winter. It's doing the Southern Caribbean. It is also doing Caribbean. The Caribbean, that's Valiant Lady. So Valiant Lady, if you notice, is in the Caribbean more than the other three. And then there's Resilient Lady, right? Again in the Caribbean. But then she goes summer next year. She's in Europe. Look at all some of these places, right? Catalina, Cannes, out there on Amalfi Coast, Tuscany, right? Leaving from Athens, right? Or Barcelona. And then the last one is Brilliant Lady. This is our newest baby girl. She is a little slimmer design, so she could go through the Panama Canal. And she's going to do that, by the way, October 26th is when she comes back from, she's up in Alaska. She's going to then run down to the West Coast, go through the Panama Canal on a 17-day sailing, and then she's going to come back to Terminal V Miami. How cool is that? She is a runaway girl, is she? She likes to explore. And as I finish, I want to say, there's just so much for you. You can transfer your, what do you call that? Your loyalty from other cruise lines. Every year we do it, we open it up and then close it again. So make sure that we're talking to the team about transferring your loyalty over. But when you become a Deep Blue member for us, it's just so cool because then you have access to things like, 2 coffee every day, right? Specialty coffee. We'll wash your clothes before you leave, so you don't have to go home and wash. You should be relaxed, right? Little things like that. What's circles? Circles is when they're gonna then go to the team and you're gonna say that we call them first mates, we call them travel advisors. You go to your first mate team. Hey, so me and the girls want to do a group together. We call your group a circle. So 8 makes a circle. And so once you have your circle, talk to them, we'll get you a nice discount. We'll make sure that everything is nicely put together for you. And as you can see, you bring those girls on a ship like a Virgin Voyages lady ship, you'll have a great time. I'll give you one thing that you love. So everybody has their different musical tastes, right? What I love about Virgin is that based on where you are on the ship, the music changes. The vibe changes. So you'll walk from the roundabout to the dock, which is the back of the ship, the top. All of a sudden, the music changes. And your vibe just, yeah. That's what I mean. It's made for you. It's adult by design. Always look out for a promo. Always look out for a promo. There's always a promo. And as you know by now, you guys know this. Wave season, right? First quarter, best deals. And then it goes on. So your best deals are always in wave season. But look at this deal. It gives you $1,000 off, but this is the part I love. So you and your buddies, you and your hubby, you and your wife, you're gonna sail. The second sailor gets the savings. How cool is that? Of course, you're gonna add it up and divide it by 2, right? And that is it for me. I don't know if I have time for questions, but I wanna ask you, please give me a chance. Give my cruise line a chance. We're in the business of making a sea change for all. You would like it? Bring your daughters, sons, bring them. This is very sophisticated. This is different. It's sophisticated, but it's not stuffy. And I'll tell you what I mean. You know, some cruise line insist that you have to dress in a suit to come to dinner. We're not doing it. You don't have to dress in a suit. If you want to dress in a suit, absolutely. But we're not going to insist that you dress in a suit. That's stuffy. Now, you go to dinner. You know, you're an adult. You know how to dress for dinner. I'm not going to, well, you need to wear a dress, madam, that is 7 inches off the... No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And you, as you can see throughout the presentation, it's made for you. It is made and designed for you. So I'm very, very thankful for the time that you've given me. And if you have any questions, I'm right here.
See if there's any questions from the people.
Yes, absolutely.
I have one question.
Sure.
Veteran discount or military discount?
So the question is if there's a veteran discount, any type of discount. So I'll tell you what kind of discount. First of all, you should always take advantage of your Florida discount. It's 15%. So Florida discount is your 15%. In terms of veteran discount or service member discount, we haven't gotten there yet, but we're working on it. But you should take advantage of your Florida discount. Then if you book a group, immediately, as soon as you're put into the group, you get a 10% discount. So that is a beautiful thing that you can then take advantage of. Any questions for me?
Any questions?
Excellent. Well, I'm very, very thankful. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. You know, look, you work hard. You deserve the best. So thank you very, very much.